All right, happy Tuesday night, everybody. Welcome on into the daily broadcast. Glad you are here hanging out with us in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. You don't have to own a ranch to, you know, live like you own one. You can get all the great furniture, all the great Western wear trappings there at Hat Creek Interiors in Lubbock, 101 South Slide Road. Check them out at hatcreek.us. They ship anywhere. That means you, Dallas. That means you, Austin. That means you, Houston. Santa Fe. Yeah, you can't get good stuff out there. All right. We got a lot of stuff going on tonight. Tuesday's best, the passing of Robert Redford, 89 years old. We will celebrate his immense film career, directing career. We'll find out your favorite Robert Redford movies and roles tonight. That's Tuesday's best. You can give us more than two. You can do a power ranking if you want to. Also, why will Texas Tech beat Utah Saturday in Salt Lake City? What's the strength? Why will Texas Tech win? Give me the reasons why they'll win. What is it that you believe will be the difference between Texas Tech and Utah? A battle of undefeateds. Highly ranked 16 and 17 collide. A Big 12 Saturday, 10 a.m. local time. Live from the Hat Creek Interior Studios tonight. We are brought to you by Ninja Pest Control in Lubbock. They can handle residential, interior, exterior. That means they can spray your house inside and outside, and it's safe for your pets. I don't know if you know how much ninjas hate pest, but they do. It should be ninjas kill pest, not pest control. They kill them. Also by Extreme Paintless Dent Repair tonight. Discounts for vets and students. It's veteran owned. Auto glass repair, dent removal, auto body repair, collision repair. They can handle it all. Extreme Paintless Dent Repair in Lubbock. Check them out. Let's get this thing rolling in three, in two. Good evening, West Texans. All you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You started your day with us on the website, checking out those great Raiderland hot links in the morning, brought to you by Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. They can process meat. They can sell you great jerky. They can sell you ribeyes. They can do all sorts of things, and they ship anywhere. Check out their website for Jackson Brothers Meat Locker. It's Tuesday. Tuesday's best. You know that. Why will Tech beat Utah? You tell us that tonight. The thing I hadn't got to yet. Tush push, yes or no in the NFL? For Kansas City fans, are you hating the tush push today? Monday, Sunday afternoon? Nobody else is doing it. We linked to an ESPN story where basically all the other NFL teams are saying it's too freaking dangerous. We're going to get our quarterback killed. We're not going to do it. Now, I don't think they should make the play illegal. I'm just asking you, are you a tush push fan or not? You tell me tonight. Whatever else is on your mind, get on the United Supermarkets chat line. That's right, United Supermarkets, supporting Texas Tech, putting their name on all things Texas Tech, spending their money with Texas Tech as opposed to other grocery stores around here that don't get you ready for a game day by spending their money on Tech. They send your money down to Austin. All right, let's get it going. I want your comments. I want your questions. I want your thoughts. I want you to share this, whether you're on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, free channel. Everything we do is free. All we ask, the power of five. The power of five every day. 5 people who enjoy this show. Go to our sponsors on social media, whether it's Facebook or whatever it is, Ninja Pest Control, Extreme Paintless Dent Repair, Hat Creek Interiors, United Supermarkets. Go to their page, the power of five. 5 people tell them thanks for supporting Raiderland and Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. We appreciate it. If you guys do that, we stay in business. And if you do that for all the media you love, the media you love stays in business. All right, let's get it going on the comments tonight. I hope we've got like a cajillion comments tonight. I expect them. I want to have deep, in-depth discussions regarding Tech football and why they will beat Utah. And I want a lot of Robert Redford movies, your favorite movies. Best roles, you tell me. I've got mine. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go 5 deep on a power ranking, and then the ones he's directed. All right. Alan jumps in on YouTube. YouTube is strong early on. Where are my Twitter people? At Ryan Hyatt Media on Twitter. Where are my Facebook people? Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. Tech will win Saturday because they will stop a running quarterback for the first time this millennium. Goodness, that is going to be a challenge, is it not? Is it not? I mean, let's go back to last year and what Mateer did. But wait, hold on. Texas Tech fans, that defensive coordinator is no longer here. Tech will win the turnover battle 3-1 and score a defensive touchdown. Jeff on our YouTube channel. Tech wins because defense wins and our D is outstanding. Are you sure it's outstanding? Are you sure? Because there are a lot of people around the country that are going, we think it's good. We know the talent is better, but who have they stopped yet? Fair question, by the way. Fair concern. Tech will beat Utah because Utah puts milk in their sodas. That can't be true. They put milk in their soda? And the Tush Push is still an illegal formation the way Philly lines up and runs it. Depends on which NFL analyst you ask at a given time. Jeffrey Jackson gets in on Twitter. There's our Twitter people, at Ryan Hyatt Media on Twitter. He says, I'm not overly confident, but I just don't see why Utah is supposed to be so good. They haven't played anyone very good either. All right, so they beat Utah. We thought early on in the season, UCLA. All right, UCLA. Big Ten team, right? Long-time Big Ten power, UCLA, with Deshaun Foster at head coach. Wait, not anymore. So that, after last week, that really the shine off that. And then they dominated statistically New Mexico, Utah dominated Wyoming at Wyoming statistically, but they had miscues and they just really, lumbered their way to a cover, 23.5. But they didn't do anything that made them look extra special. So I get what you're laying down there, Jeffrey. Why did they think Utah's good? Well, Utah's at home, and I've been told that Utah has the greatest home field advantage in North America, that only teams in La Liga and maybe a few Bundesliga places have a better home pitch advantage than Utah. So they get 3.5. It opened 4. I told my friend, I said, get Tech 4. It's going to move towards Tech. I think we're at 3. I have not looked this afternoon. We're at 3 or 3.5 consensus. So, yeah, they haven't played anybody good either. So what do you go on? Why will Tech win? Why will Tech beat Utah? Is it because Baron Morton is a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback? That Baron Morton will play in the fourth quarter? That this defensive front is actually really that good that we think, that we've seen? You tell me. Dan, Tech wins because Utah's secondary is banged up and the Tech offensive line should give Morton enough time to pick it apart. We love what we've seen. I have, from the Texas Tech offensive line. I know some people have been like, a couple of times in third and short or whatever, they hadn't done anything. They hadn't done anything. They hadn't schemed it up. Truly, you have watched the equivalent of an NFL team in the preseason just running base schemes, both offensive and defensive fronts. So I'm gonna wait for a while, and by that I mean the third quarter, to have a value judgment on run game blocking. Pass game blocking, yeah, they seem to have it. JC's on that YouTube thing. We're asking you tonight, why will Texas Tech beat Utah? What is Tech's biggest strength? And then Tuesday's best, we will get into Robert Redford movies, passing away, 89. I didn't know he was sick. And I would have lost a bet. I would have thought he was about 2 or 3 years older. But here we go in Raiderland. Look at us. We can celebrate the career of a great actor and a great director. We can celebrate a person and have sadness on his passing even though he was completely 100% opposite of everything I think I agree with politically. Wow. Look at that. Look at all the people around the country. Look at all the conservatives who are celebrating Robert Redford today. It's amazing. I don't know how that happens. October 18, 2008. Last what? I'll go rogue on my underrated favorites, The Sting and Legal Eagles. The Sting was really good. Legal Eagles, what was that? Early 80s? Mid 80s? I can't remember whether that was before or after The Natural. Sting was great, though. And you had a good soundtrack. Lawrence, Tech will win because we will contain their quarterback. So you're going to contain their quarterback. How? You tell me how. What are they going to do? How are they going to do that? I'm not saying they won't, but, how are they going to do it? Yeah, good grief. I got to move back up here. There we go. David Carr, KMAC 28 sports director, who may or may not have thoughts on Robert Redford top movies. I'll give you mine in about 5 minutes, so we can bounce that off. I think they actually put soda in their milk. That's disgusting. The Natural, favorite movie, Robert Redford, 1984. Unpopular opinion, far too many teams play the natural music when somebody hits a home run, including the Texas Rangers. There, I said it 100%. Has nothing to do with you, Rangers. The movie had nothing to do with Texas, had nothing to do with anything. I hate it when they play that music when the Rangers would hit home runs. I hated that. I know, unpopular opinion. Tech will win because they can outscore you and defensively shut you down in the same game. Well, doesn't Utah think the same thing right now? Utah just shut down a Wyoming team that's probably better than any of the three teams that you have played, and they did it on the road. So why doesn't Utah think that? Tech wins. Morton slinging darts, baby. He has missed very few. James gets in on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. It's free. It's easy. It's simple. Ha! Much like all the girls I tried to date at Tech. Tech wins by winning the line of scrimmage both ways. I would say that if that is the recipe that you want to cook up, that's a good recipe. Can they do that? Will they do that? That's why I'm asking you guys tonight. What's Tech's biggest strength going into the game Saturday? 3.5 point underdogs. Why will Tech beat Utah in Utah? You tell me. A huge game that we've all been dreaming about in Raiderland for years. Can't wait until there's a crucial Big 12 game in Utah. It really is. I mean, we could be talking about an elimination game for the Big 12 title game that whoever loses this can't fight their way back with one loss based on who they play and teams who don't play certain teams. Hi there, Baylor. Lawrence, he won't be able to scramble, talking about Dampier. Okay, all right. And then Dan jumping in on the Robert Redford Tuesday's Best. On Tuesdays, if you're unfamiliar with what we do at theraiderland.com on Tuesdays. Tuesday's Best. We give you a topic. You give us the two best examples of said topic. Sometimes sports, sometimes not. Today, your top two, your two favorite Robert Redford movies. We'll open it up tonight beyond just two. You can do a power ranking. You can do top five. You can do anything you want. So he rolls in with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Catherine Ross, On a Bicycle, Paul Newman. Ask us to stay. You don't have to mean it. Just ask us to stay. Would you like to stay? No, we really can't. We have to go. Is there a better opening sequence, by the way, than that? Hey, kid, how good are you? No, wait, he's left-handed. Is he left-handed? I can't remember. How do you shoot? Shoot left-handed? I think he shot left-handed. The Natural 2, the Sting 3, and 4 Sneakers. So, Dan, you can tell the era that Dan grew up in, because he didn't throw in barefoot in the park. Come on. He didn't go with all the president's men. Game of the year until the rematch in the Big 12 championship. In order for that to happen, the loser has to go undefeated, and the winner has to go undefeated. That it would have to be Utah or Texas Tech. Either way, that's the only way they could meet again. That they would have to run the table. And even then, you get into the sticky wicket of Tech doesn't play Baylor. What if Baylor's undefeated or one loss? That's why this game is so freaking big. September 20th? Golly. And I'm going to be really interested to see how the losing team handles this. Much the same way we had this huge first game of the year, Iowa State, Kansas State, and the loser, Kansas State, didn't handle it very well because they knew they were playing from behind from day one, you know. Dan, All the President's Men has no redeeming qualities. It's a movie, you know. 1976. All right, Passing of Robert Redford. Give me your top Robert Redford movies, favorite ones he directed. There are at least 3 that are really good that he directed, and he was in 2 of them, I believe. But the movies he was in, give me your top 3, top 5, whatever you want to do here tonight. And then we're talking Texas Tech. Why will Tech beat Utah? Give me that. Give me why will Tech beat Utah? And then Tush Push, yes or no? Yes or no? Should the NFL could have voted it out this year? They couldn't get the votes. It's still around. We saw it beat Kansas City over the weekend. That, Travis Kelce in his drop era. But where are we now on the Tush Push? I'm neutral. I think it's a moderately illegal play from the standpoint of you've got people helping the runner, which I was told we can't do that, but they're really not doing that. They're just moving the pile, but they're going behind the whatever. And you got other teams saying we're not going to do it because it's a rugby scrum. It's dangerous as hell. I mean, maybe does that end it? I'm not wishing injury on Jalen Hurts or anybody else, but when they run this one time and somebody's neck gets jammed or something bad happens, is that what we end? I don't know. You tell me where we are in the Tush Push. JC, last Tech win of ranked opponent on the road, October 18, 08 Aggies. Tech wins because they are more talented and deeper. Do we take ball if we win toss? Did they, if Tech can get up early, 31-15? The only time I don't want the ball is if there is weather that I'm trying to game. And by that, I mean there's wind, there's something that I want to make sure I have it second quarter, third quarter, win the middle, something like that. Otherwise, I really want the ball 9 times out of 10. That's just me. The whole defer thing, I get it. I understand you want, what's the game going to look like? What's it playing out at? I get it. But really, quite frankly, I kind of like the ball. It's just me. Just me. Is that you in the Sports Talk picture? That is me in 1994, Sports Talk with Williams and Hyatt on KFYO, 790 AM in Lubbock, Texas. That is me in 1994. The fake Natalie Maines, who I believe, after hearing a certain radio show earlier today in Lubbock, may be texting into radio shows. I think so. Hyatt, first-time listener, long-time texter. Do you think the Sips will bench Arch? Stop. No. I was listening Peyton's podcast. And he said Arch was adopted And I see that because I am adopted too. Say that because I'm adopted too. Thank you for the biggest game in Utah talk that you give us. Just so you know, we love you. Yes. Yeah. No, they Sarkisian couldn't bench Arch Manning any more than he could bench apparently Quinn Ewers. But now we know why he didn't. Right? Now we know why he didn't do it. James, I'm okay with the tush push. By the way, James is happily married, and this is not a come on to anyone out there. As long as the refs call the false starts or illegal formation when it's needed, agree. And it's almost like the refs have given up on the play. And when they line up in the tush push formation, they're like, all right, we're out of the way. And it's really, I mean, truly, it really is weird. And we saw the two obvious false starts Sunday against the Chiefs. But it's like the officials are almost mad at the NFL for allowing this to happen, and they just go, fine, whatever. Jan jumps in. Great Red Raider fan. Butch Cassidy, son against kid. The Unnatural, a river runs through it. He directed that. Jeremiah Johnson, another good movie. Tech defense will win the game. We're asking you tonight, why will Tech win? Why will Tech win at Utah? Tuesday's best Robert Redford movies. Randy Hudman, great American, great Wyoming Cowboy, great member of the Post High School Hall of Fame. Tech has better impact players than the Utah boys. Tech by 21. 21, he said. I say, boy, just take your bankroll and put it on the Red Raider. 20, getting 3. No, we can lay 20. We lay in 20, and we're going to win a 6-pack of Lone Star beer. Goodness. Timbo, Tech wins because the new defense is actually good enough this year. Last 2 years, the good enough defense. This year, the Scarlet Death defense. That's right. They will just cover you up in scarlet. About 30 years ago, Wheeler, Texas, had a great run in high school football, and their defense was known as the Black Death defense, and that has stuck with me. And I've always wanted Tech to have a good enough defense where it could be the Scarlet Death defense. We'll see. But now we're so PC correct and everything, we can't do it. Let's go back up a little bit. Get your comments in on the United Supermarkets chat line. Win, lose, or draw, they're ready to make your tailgate great. And hey, you can be home Saturday and cooking and grilling and invite people over. Start with breakfast. They're on the Blackstone. Off you go. United Supermarkets will get you taken care of. All I ask is that you run down to Post, hang out with my friends there at Jackson Brothers Meat Locker, get some jerky, maybe get some ribeyes. And then remember, once you take down the deer this year, they can process it for you. If we're going to have the tush push, then we need to allow random drop kick through the uprights for 3 on any play. I think we actually do. On Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, Joey gets this win. He knows it's for all the marbles, all in. It kind of is, isn't it? It really kind of is. I mean, I just have this, whatever, that the winner has, I believe, the inside track out of the two teams that I think are good enough to get there to the title game, and the other is going to have some help. JC on YouTube. Brian Hyatt's Raiderland. If you're on YouTube watching this, share it, invite people in. Grow the show, as Rob Bro used to say. I think he still says it. My man, Rob Bro. Check him out on local radio there on 97.3 and 100.7. Good dude. Pushing a player is not a football player. Play, just ask DEI chick from Pac-12 crew that called Jacoby down. Saturdays, we're pushing him for 8 extra yards in the second drive. Yeah, I mean, the whole play is everything I was told you couldn't do years ago. That you couldn't aid a runner. You couldn't throw your guy forward. Mike Leach wanted to get a midget in the backfield and throw him over the line of scrimmage. They said, no, we can't be tossing midgets. He was like, why? We do it in Key West, which I thought was a logical explanation. However, the whole tush push thing to me right now is it still seems to violate the rule of aiding the runner. And I know everybody says, well, anybody can do it. I respect the teams that say, I wouldn't. I've got a multi-million-dollar quarterback. I am not going to put it. What? You got a running back, right? We can't get a yard with a running back. Well, no, not when you take the snap 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Anyhow, JC really thinking we might play Utah twice. Well, the only way to do that is the winner goes undefeated, the loser doesn't lose another game, and Baylor or whoever, Tech didn't play Baylor, and I can't remember the miss on the Utah side right now that could be there. But if they were undefeated or a year, it doesn't matter. That's the only way it happens, in my opinion. Now, we could have carnage. We could have two-loss teams playing with 18 tiebreakers. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I know whoever comes out of this game has a huge inside track going forward to getting there, and whoever doesn't has no margin for error whatsoever. All right. Robert Redford, Tuesday's best. Robert Redford passing away at the age of 89. Your top movies, your top Robert Redford movies. I can rank them the top four almost in any order. And I'm going to throw in one that's not purely a Robert Redford movie, but it's a great movie that he's in. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969. I'm sorry, it's just one of the great American movies. Pure and simple. And it's got Catherine Ross on a bicycle. After that, a close second, I got to go The Natural. I know it's easy. I know it's contrived. But The Natural is a great movie. It takes liberties with the book, as they all do. Number 3, The Electric Horseman. And maybe I put Electric Horseman in there because it turned out to be one of the great all-time going band from Raiderland halftime shows in the early 80s, where they put these little glow-in-the-dark sticks on everybody's neck or whatever, and they marched around with the lights off, and it was really cool back when it was hard to do that. And they had the Mask Rider with the whole lights on, just like, the Electric Horseman. Rising Star. Great horse. I know Jane Fonda's in the movie, but it's balanced out by Willie Nelson. So that's got to count for something, right? So we go Electric Horseman, The Natural, Butch Cassidy, and the Sundance Kid. After that, for me, I don't know, I can throw in The Great Gatsby. We got The Sting, All the President's Men, The Candidate, great movie. Brubaker, underrated. And then in 2001, I think the last great movie he made was 2001, The Last Castle. And you got Gandolfini in there as the military prison war out there. And I assume everybody's seen The Last Castle, right? I think that's the last great movie that Redford made. So my top 3, Butch Cassidy, The Natural, Electric Horseman. A Bridge Too Far in 77. He plays a great role as a U.S. Army major leading a flotilla across the river at Arnhem. Mother Mary, full of grace. Mother Mary, full of grace. If you know the movie, you know the movie. It was a great cast of stars, and they all took residuals on the movie because they all thought it was going to be great. And it came out, and it didn't do at the box office what it should have. But his work in A Bridge Too Far, I put that in there, one, because I think it's one of the greatest movies he was involved in. A Bridge Too Far is maybe the greatest war movie of all time. I can make a case for it. And then finally, directing A River Runs Through It, nothing better. The Legend of Bagger Vance. Come on, man. Supernatural Caddies. And then Horse Whisperer there in 95, somewhere through there. So there's my list. You guys can get yours in. We got a few more minutes. We'll go a little long on this one. reasons why you think Tech will win Saturday. Robert Redford movies. Tush Push. Raider 92. Sting. Good movie. Andy, Tech dominates Utah and wins by 10. Go Tech. That's not what I asked. I said, why will Tech win? Why will Tech beat Utah? Why? Out of Africa, not my style, but incredible. It was an expensive movie. Who was, oh gosh, who was the actress in that? Blonde. Doesn't matter. Can't think. He's David Collier, everybody. Really enjoyed Redford as Dick Hart in the 60 episode The Chase. No, The Case of the Treacherous Toupee of Perry Mason. He did a deep dive. Yeah, hold on. Meryl Streep. Thank you. Yeah. Oddly attractive, but not really attractive. The Case of the Treacherous Toupee, Perry Mason, and The Great Gatsby, because I had to watch it in school. I wonder how many people had to watch it in school, or how many people watched the movie to try to get out of reading the book. F. Scott Fitzgerald. So you watch the movie to try to do the book report. I wonder how many people tried to do that. Yeah, Meryl Streep. I never got the Meryl Streep fascination. Just me, probably. A few more minutes left. I think I heard this right a couple of years ago, by the way. Talking about the movie The Natural. The Milagro Beanfield War. Favorite. What year was that? Early 90s? Can't remember what year it was. So go back to The Natural. Obviously, the storyline is it's an old guy coming back to play. I heard on some podcast, some movie podcast a couple of years ago, that at first they were thinking about using Matthew Modine, but they didn't think he looked old enough. So then it ended up being Redford. Now, Redford in the movie is entirely too old. He's far too old. But we allow it, right? As fans of movie people, we allow it to happen. We allow that. We allowed that in '84, even though, and I believe this to be true, Wilford Brimley, who plays Pops, the manager, is only 2 years older than Redford. I think I heard that right. Yeah. So yeah, the one uniform I was never able to get, and I wanted, Evansfield Flannels had it, but it was hard to get them at the time in the late '80s, was the New York Knights, like the real flannel, the real deal. Never was able to get one. Had a cap, a legit cap, for a while, and then it went missing at sometime in the mid '90s. But never was able to get my hands on the jersey that I wanted back then. Evansfield Flannels used to run ads in the back of USA Today, Baseball Weekly, and you could order cool stuff. And I got a Durham Bulls. This was in right after Bull Durham comes out, so probably 90, 89, right in through there. Still have it. Durham Bulls uniform, number 12. And I wish I'd known I was going to get a little bigger through the years. I would have bought a bigger size jersey as opposed to the one that fit me in 1989 and 90. I could wear it up to about 97. It was I would wear it every opening day for Major League Baseball when me and Don were doing the show, and sometimes we'd be out on remote, that week or whatever. I would always wear the Durham Bulls jersey. I don't think I can wear it now. All right, up to you. Last chance. Comments, questions, thoughts on the United Supermarket chat line. Why will Texas Tech beat Utah Saturday? Tuesday's best. Robert Redford movies. Give me your favorite ones. Tush Push, yes or no? Anything else we haven't gotten to? Tomorrow's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do the 60 seconds of Raiderland commentary. So coming up on Wednesday, it's UCLA versus Texas Tech, California versus the state of Texas. And let you think about that for just a little bit. Y'all have been really good tonight. Enjoyed the conversation. I want you guys to do a couple of things for us. The power of five, 5 of you every night. Go to our sponsors on social media, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it may be. United Supermarkets, Market Street, Ninja Pest Control, Extreme Paintless Dent Repair, Hat Creek Interiors, and tell them thanks for supporting Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Thanks for advertising. Thanks for making this possible. And if you love any sort of media and you can go to their sponsors and tell them that, please do so. Not just what we do here, but anything you love, anything you enjoy, because without that, without the sponsors, and by the way, if you want to sponsor this, if you want to become a sponsor, you work for a company or you own a company, and you want to be a part of this, hey, let me know, man. Hit us up on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. We'll make it happen. But take care of our sponsors because they allow this to take place. All right. All right. We'll post this up here in a minute on the website, theraiderland.com. You can share it on all of our streams. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube. Hopefully, everybody is subscribed. It's all free. On Facebook, same thing, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. And of course, Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. We'll see you Wednesday, theraiderland.com.